previously on Pirates Travels. I'm going on holiday for my 40th birthday in Orlando, Florida. It's just absolute chaos. How do you get lost on the Disney Highway? I got into Magic Kingdom, then just walked down Main Street USA up to Cinderella's castle. Now then, welcome back to Pirates Travels in Orlando. It's day 2 and today is Universal. I'm going around Universal Studios Florida. As I've sort of explained in the pre-travel day, travel day video, there are 3 parks at Universal Orlando. There's the original Universal Studios Florida, there's Islands of Adventure, and then there's Volcano Bay Water Park. So it's going to be the first park that was opened in 1990. Universal Studios Florida. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm not going to be driving because Coco Key Hotel is a partner hotel with Universal. It's not owned by Universal. The partner with them. Disney do a very similar thing. They call them good neighbour hotels. So you do get some perks with staying at either a good neighbour or partner hotel, depending on which theme park it is you're going to be visiting. So one of the things for Universal, being a partner hotel with Coco Key, is that they do a free shuttle bus to and from the park, so you need to book that 24 hours before, and there are certain time slots. I think there's 3 time slots available, so I'll show you where the Universal Vacation Planning desk is in an upcoming video when I do a tour of the resort. Another reason why I'm not driving today is the parking fees, even at Disney, are now $30 a day. For a long time, Universal was more expensive. Before I came here, Universal parking was $27 a day. Then they put it up to $30 a day, and Disney held their price at $25. But about 2 weeks before my departure, Disney put their prices up to $30 a day. And Disney's further away for myself, because Coco Key is on International Drive, which isn't that far away from Universal. I was going to see if I could actually see out, because from one of the buildings of the hotel you can actually see Volcano Bay, but I'm a building away from being able to see. So I'm in building 6 and I think it's building 7 where you can see Volcano Bay. So I've already been showered and I'm ready to go. But I've done myself a mischief during the night. When I went to bed last night, closed the blinds over the window and they were tilted the wrong way. So there was lighting from the walkways outside coming into the room, and I thought, oh, I'm not putting up with this. So I got up, walked over to the window, tilted the blinds the other way, and then obviously the room was getting pitch dark, so I didn't turn the light on. I turned around and I walked into the coffee table and I've cut my knee. Not a massive cut. But yeah, clumsy. I should have turned the light on. But anyway, right, so I'm gonna just get all my stuff packed up and then I'm gonna be heading down to where the shuttle bus will pick me up to take me over to Universal today. Oh, and just one other thing to consider when you're travelling. Probably do this anyway, but just in case anything does leak, put it in Ziploc sealy bags, because that was in my bag yesterday at Disney and there's no lid on that, whereas my regular sun cream does. That's obviously after sun, but that, no lid, and the security going through my bag check, they've obviously pushed it, or it's happened in my bag when I've been packing it back up. So yeah, just a top tip there. put stuff like that in silly bags. Right, I'm here all through security, a bit of a nightmare, but just as I'm coming in, Back to the Future's playing. Universal Studios, Florida. So now it's going to go through ticket gates, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so got through the turnstiles, put the bag in a locker, I had nothing to eat this morning, so Today Cafe. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Alright, that's breakfast all done. I got a croissant sandwich sort of thing. They were nice. I'll put some video in here of what it all looked like, and rather messy in some cases because there was guacamole in it, and yeah, I didn't get a shot of it all over my chin, but you get the idea. So now I'm going to go into the park and get on some rides. So it is very busy here today. A lot of people are going straight on, so going clockwise around the park. Not many go to the right to go anti-clockwise, so that's the way I'm going to go, because there's something down this way that I want to go look at. So we're going down Hollywood Boulevard. So all of Universal Studios is laid out like, well, it was at one time a working film studio. The tagline for the park when it first opened was "Ride the Movies." This down Hollywood Boulevard is going back into the golden era of Hollywood. Very Art Deco architecture. And the thing that's down here that I want to go and have a look at first is right here. Bourne Stuntacular. Now this replaced Terminator 2 3D, and next showing is at 11:15, and it's now 10 to, so we'll go in and queue up. So as I said, there's no filming on the rides, but up to the start of the ride, filming's fine. There's just no filming on rides and attractions. So this is all based on Jason Bourne film franchise. And the air conditioning is very welcomed. So there's some stills here from the first one. Ooh, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the Bourne Supremacy by now, then well, anyway, so yeah, some more stills from Bourne Ultimatum, and they've got vehicles from the films as well. So there's the Minion that Jason Bourne bounced down the stairs just around there. Well, that's actually pretty good, is that? It's a word successor to T2. So, if you've ever seen T2 before, or you'll have an idea about this, but if you haven't, T2 3D was a stunt show mixed with 3D footage that was filmed by James Cameron. Basically a mini sequel to Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but intermixed live stunt performances with pre-filmed things in 3D. That is very much on the same sort of lines, but it's not in 3D. It's mixing physical props and set with stuff that's been pre-filmed, and it is blurring the lines between physical stunts and AR technology, basically. Essentially, it's almost like live action green screen. So I'm going to go find somewhere where I can get a drink and see what else we can get on, see what the wait times are like. Now we're taking up a bit of time in Bourne. So I've just managed to get hold of a refillable mug, Coke Freestyle. I'll throw some other footage in here of how it works. Basically, pay for the cup, and then there's a chip in the bottom of the cup. You put it onto the dispenser. You can get it refilled once every 10 minutes, all day, for one price, including tax. It was $20.22. And if you wanted to reactivate that for another day, then it's $12.77. What the? What's that over there? Is that King's Cross? What the hell's King's Cross Station doing in Orlando? It's not just King's Cross. There's also Leicester Square. I'm only joking. I know exactly why it's here. It's because it's the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Diagon Alley. So this replaces Jaws. Apparently it's a full screen accurate replica of Diagon Alley beyond this front facade. No wonder I didn't know what it were about. Me being a muggle and all. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. It's after my time for the books and the films. But we'll go in and have a look. Let's just have a see what's... See some people going through this way. That explains why Dumbledore was in Bourne Stuntacular. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but I do know that at least. That sounds angry. Yeah, that's a fire-breathing dragon on top of Gringotts Bank. And this is the start for the Escape from Gringotts ride. So there's not many traces of Jaws left. There's the restrooms just at the edge of London waterfront, which leads into Diagon Alley. The sign for the ladies' room has only got one leg. If you go down into Nocturne Alley, which is an alley off of Diagon Alley, there's a load of shrunken heads that sing the shanty, Show Me the Way to Go Home. And further back round towards the front of the park is the main event himself, which I'll go show you now. So all of that is the frontage for Diagon Alley and the night bus. Leicester Square Station, where you can get into Diagon Alley, where we went through before. And what caught my eye on the opposite side of the park, a fairly accurate representation of the front of King's Cross. And yes, there is a platform 9 3/4 and a Hogwarts Express. The Hogwarts Express actually goes over to Islands of Adventure to the other part of Wizarding World of Hogsmeade. So I'm just going to go and show you the last remnants of Jaws without going back into Diagon Alley. So from Fisherman's Wharf of San Francisco, you've got a bar, Chez Alcatraz, and currently roped off at the minute, but there he is, the shark. So I'm now going to go on a ride that I haven't been on, again, a new ride. It's in what was Production Central. I think it's still classed as Production Central. Hollywood Rip Ride and Rockit. The roller coaster with music on it. A very similar sort of thing to Rock and Roller Coaster presented by Aerosmith, but there's different songs and there's a secret menu as well to play a secret set of songs rather than just getting a random song. Now, as you may have noticed, when I went into Bourne, the crew members at Universal were really keen on not filming in the ride queue, so just be careful. I did hear some people behind me in the queue walking up, chuntering on, but I wasn't talking over their conversation. In fact, I wasn't even talking at all. So, but yeah, if you are going to do this, obviously be courteous to people and follow the rules, because especially if you're coming from the UK, you've spent a lot of money to get here, the tickets aren't cheap, and the last thing you want is one of your parks to say, oh no, you're going to ban you now, and never could be able to come back. So just like with Disney, Universal has their own app as well. I'll put links for that down in the description, and also the link to the website where you can find the secret song list for Rip Ride Rockit. And when I looked on the app, it said it was a 35-minute wait. So, like I said, you're going to have to go in a locker, and I'll catch up with you after I've been on Rip Ride Rockit. Okay, so Rip Ride Rockit went down. So,
are you vlogging?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pirates Travels. So, yeah, we went down, but if a ride goes down and you wait long enough, you get a single-use express pass, which is like Disney's Lightning Lane, but this is only for single-use, one ride. Universal Express you can pay for. There's two tiers to that. One is you get one go through the express line, or you get unlimited goes. So those are the two tiers. Obviously one's more expensive than the other, and there is some restrictions on the single-use express pass, so you can't use it on Hagrid's or Velocipaster coaster, I thought I'm going to use this express pass. So I'm going to try using the express pass on Escape from Gringotts. So I'm going back over to Diagon Alley. And again, that's putting you into a locker, and hopefully this ride doesn't go down. So, see you in a bit. Well, that was pretty good. It's part roller coaster, part motion simulator with 3D screens and practical effects. So, yeah, it's now got up to either 120 or 130 minute wait. When I walked in, it was 40. So, everyone's seen that it's such a low wait and run over to it and just back the queue up. That's the way these things go sometimes. So I think I'm going to go have a look over at Men in Black, Alien Attack. See what the wait time is for that. And again, you're probably getting in a sense of a theme here. It's locker time again for you guys. So in a bit, right? Men in Black done. So Men in Black Alien Attack's a shooter style attraction. You're in a row 3. High score in your row wins, and you're competing against another team on another track. And all themed onto the Men in Black franchise of films. So I'm going to look at getting something to eat now because it's kicking on in day. So I'll catch up with you after I've had something to eat. Right, stick a fork in me, I am done today. That heat, it just wiped me out. It's probably about 3 hours since I last picked up the camera. Where I ended up going for something to eat was Minion's Cafe, which is down Illumination Avenue or Minion Land, just as you walk in the park. I'd used mobile order and got steak and cheese ray sandwich with Minion tots. I'll put some video in here that I took of the sandwich. It was nice. And then after that, I went on the newest ride at Universal, VillainCon Minion Blast. That's a shooter style attraction on a moving walkway. It's all screen based. It's obviously all themed to the Despicable Me and Minions franchise. What you can do is you can actually link your phone with the Universal app to the blaster gun that you get, so the more times you go back you can keep track of your score. I'll have to have a look on the app of what score I got. I don't know. One thing that I will agree with that a lot of people have said, it's quite hard to keep track of where you're shooting at on the screen. Even though it's a big screen, but your target is probably about that big on a screen that's gigantic. It's massive screens. And the throughput of the ride is quite. There's a lot of people you can get through in quite a short space of time, and there's a lot going on, and it's kind of hard to see whereabouts you're shooting at, but it's good fun. It's good fun. Like I say, it's just quite difficult to keep a track of it. And then after that, I went on Transformers, the ride, 3D. So as the name implies, there's a 3D element to it. So people have said it's a copy of Spider-Man over in Alice's Adventure, and I agree. How it is, you are in a moving vehicle that not only goes forwards, but it turns left and right, pitches up and down. It's a mixture of 3D screens, practical effects with water and flame, and like I say, the vehicle does move forwards, backwards, tilts forwards, backwards, left, right, to correspond with what's going on the screen. The wait time for that, when I walked up to it, was 50 minutes. I went in single rider line, because that's one thing with Universal. There are more rides that have a single rider option, so if you're on your own or you're not bothered about being split up from the rest of your group, if you're coming as a family or friends or whatever, if you're not bothered about riding together, then single rider can actually cut your wait time down. It can do, it's not always guaranteed to, because it depends on how many other people are going through. Because at one point there was a couple in front of me, and I peeked over her shoulder and she was looking at wait times, and I saw it said Transformers were up to 75 minutes. So yeah, the wait time did go up quite a bit, but the thing that sent me over the edge there, either in the show building for Transformers in the queue line, either there's no air conditioning or it was broken. It was so hot. I mean, the high temperatures today have been 31 degrees. I mean, I looked on the weather app on my phone and it said current temperature was 30 or 85 Fahrenheit, and that was just, that really did me in. So once I'd got off Transformers, that was it, I was done. So then I made my way out the park and back down to where the shuttle dropped me off this morning. A little bit of a wait, because it wasn't bang on the time of, right, I'm out the park, down to the shuttle stop, and then a couple of minutes and it was there. I had to wait probably half an hour, 40 minutes. So that's the only thing. With the shuttle bus, you are tied to the times that they run the shuttle to pick you up again. So I say I got the 8:50 shuttle this morning, and that was the latest one. In hindsight, probably should have got one of the earlier ones, but I was doing some editing this morning and time just ran away from me a little bit. I was rushing a bit to get to the shuttle anyway, and then there was all through security that was a nightmare. It took quite a while to get through security, and Coco Key wasn't the last hotel to pick up at. It was from Coco Key there was another 2 hotels to pick up from before we actually got into Universal property. It was slightly air conditioned. It wasn't as air conditioned as my room is or the car is, so it was a bit of a relief to get in some sort of cooler air, but it wasn't like walking into a fridge. And coming back, there were that many people leaving Universal at the same time. I think they all had the same idea. Look, yeah, it's too much, is this? We're done. Stick a fork in us. We're out. So that's what I think. I don't know whether it was or not. But I probably spent the last, like I say, hour and a half round by the pool. Probably closer to an hour, really. Just to cool off. So I had a dip in the pool. Got in the hot tub just off the side of the pool. Obviously I'm not going to film around the pool because there were kids there, and like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's just creepy, and someone would complain, I know they would. So yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Even if there was no one there, if it was just me, I wasn't in the mood really to do it. So right, that is going to do it for today, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell to let you know when next video is going to upload. So I'll see you in a bit.